Today we find out what happens to those bits of paper that we put into the recycling bin at home. We're in the Neopak Paper Recycling Mill in Pretoria, and this is where old paper pieces that have been used before are recycled into new sheets of brown paper. These rolls of paper will be used to make fluting and liner, ceiling boards and core boards that are used in houses and offices. The bales of paper come into the factory on large trucks and are stored in this huge yard to ensure that there is enough raw material to keep the factory going 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. As they're needed, the bales of paper are transported by forklift trucks to a long conveyor system which moves them into the factory. Inside the factory they fall into a large pulper machine where they're mixed with water and agitated roughly to loosen and release the fibers in the paper. The fibers in the paper are broken apart in this process and become suspended in the water to form a slurry. A ragger, which you can see on the left of the machine, collects all of the pieces of plastic and wire that may be in the mix. The slurry is like a paste at this stage. It's pumped through a number of machines where it passes through screens to remove foreign particles and contaminants and is cleaned and thickened to get it to the right consistency. The liquid is pumped to the paper machine where it's converted into a long sheet of paper. The mix is 99% water at this stage. It's sprayed onto a wire mesh belt that has very tiny holes in it. The spray nozzles in the head box provide a very consistent layer of pulp across the entire width of the machine. The paper pulp forms on the top of the wire mesh and the water drains through the holes in the belt. The thickness of the paper is determined by the machine's speed and the head box slice opening. The pulp is rapidly dewatered as it moves along the machine. The water is recovered and cleaned to be reused again with a future batch of pulp. The fibers begin to bind together and a mat is formed, which is known as the web. The paper sheet passes into a huge drying section. As it passes through the drying machine, it's dried using heat and pressure. It's squeezed between a series of pressure rollers which is steam heated to remove the water and to dry the paper. The paper sheet can be dried to very accurate moisture levels within the machine. As the sheet comes out of the machine, it's checked for thickness and quality by an electric scanner. This machine can provide paper which is between 100 and 210 grams per square meter in weight. Maximum paper width is 2.5 meters wide. As the paper comes out of the machine, it's wound onto a spool in a large roll called a jumbo reel. The jumbo reel weighs up to 10 tons. The jumbo reel spins at very high speed, and when it's full, a new spool is moved into place and the paper sheet is switched to the new spool without stopping the machine. You can imagine how much more production the factory gets by using this amazing technique. The jumbo reel is moved to the next stage by this huge overhead crane. Here the paper is split into two sheets by a blade. The sheet is wound onto a core to form a roll that is the specific size that each customer has ordered. Recycling is an important part of our modern world and circular economy, keeping useful materials such as paper out of our landfills so that they can be made into new products, supporting livelihoods and supporting our economy.